Local news every 30 minutes. Regina's #1 news and information station. News Talk 980 CJME, a local radio station. Major news starts right now.
Predictably unpredictable. Winter in Saskatchewan. At 8 o'clock, we have light snow, a wind chill -27, our temperature -15 in Regina. I'm Andrew Dawson with the latest from the CJME 24-hour news center. It's not just snow, but wind causing all kinds of trouble on the roads today. The highway hotline is not recommending travel along the Trans-Canada between Moose Jaw and Regina. That's on Highway 1, as well as to Southie on Highway 6. Highway 11, not in the best of shape either. If you're heading to Saskatchewan, you might want to either wait a while or go very slowly. With more on the conditions, here's CJME's Natalie Geddes.
Here at Kapusinski says the worst-hit highways are looking at snow drifts and at some point, zero visibility.
There's been a few vehicles in the ditch on Highway 11 especially.
Meanwhile, winter conditions exist on most other roads.
The rest of the province is getting drifting snow, swirling snow. There's a little bit of icy, slippery patches throughout the province as well.
But most importantly, Highway 1 west of Regina and Highway 6 between Southie and the Twin Cities are not recommended for travel this morning.
Unless you absolutely have to, it's probably better to stay home.
Natalie Geddes, News Talk Radio, Regina.
Coming up, we'll tell you about the latest road conditions locally on the streets you're trying to take to work this morning. First, CJME weather on the one.
At 8:01, Regina weather, it's blustery and the snow and wind. Now, all of this should come to a conclusion by about noon today, but until then, we couldn't have wind gusting up to 70 km. Today's high -8 degrees tonight. Cloudy and an overnight low of -9 degrees. Tomorrow, another system hits us. Snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, very windy again, and the temperature around the 0 mark, but because of the wind, it's going to be cold once again. This hour in Regina, we've got the snow, the southeast wind gusting to 50. It is -15 degrees.
CJME News Time 8:02, News on Demand at newstalk980.com. All right, and we've told you about the snow and the wind. Now you've heard the latest weather report. Let's get a look at the local roads. CJME's Natalie Geddes is out and about on the streets of Regina telling us that, as you mentioned off the top, it's predictably predictable.
The snow drifts are becoming less and less a problem as more and more vehicles plow through them. But they are still making roads very unpredictable. Now, the drifts have really built up around the intersections and at the sides of the streets. Meanwhile, in the open areas like the ring road, not as bad as expected. Traffic just a little slower because of reduced visibility. Natalie Geddes, News Talk Radio, Regina.
Now, weather is the talk of the town all across the U.S. Midwest as well. We're up to half a meter of snow, or 20 inches fell in just 24 hours. Now, as you can imagine, that kind of volume of snow caused all kinds of problems at the airports, especially big hubs like Minneapolis and Chicago. The same storm system is expected to move into Ontario tonight, bringing a mix of rain and snow and high winds. Now, with that big chill that's already started to arrive in southern Ontario, some schools have already been closed because the wind chill is touching -20, something that you're not used to all that much down there. Some parts of central and southern Ontario could end up with a foot of snow before the day is out, and that could mean delays in and out of Pearson in Toronto. So if you're traveling in and out of Toronto or expecting anybody flying in domestically today, keep that one in mind. The body found at a recycling plant near Winnipeg has now been identified.